Well, thank you, everyone, for joining us here today. I am very touched and very honored because one of my favorite illustrators is joining me today. And I'm going to get this right. I'm going to get this right. Beatrice Alemagna is probably best known to Americans, I would say, for all kinds of picture books like Telling Stories Wrong and You Can't Kill Snow White and Never Not Ever. She is the Belle, as I say, of Bologna. Was greatly adored at the 2023 Bologna Book Fair, where she was featured prominently. But her latest is a little book that is coming out that already, oh my goodness, librarians, booksellers, people are coming to me about this book so often. It is called Pepper and Me. It is about something that most of us remember from childhood, a scab, and that weird relationship that kids have with their scabs. So Beatrice, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Thank you. Thank you to you for
I'm hoping I
asking.
didn't just mute myself, but if I did, we'll find out. Did I mute myself? Yay, good. Okay, good. So just to start us off, why don't you tell us a little bit? Oh, and I'm terribly sorry. I should also mention we have another guest with us as well. We are being joined by editorial director at Hippo Park, Jill Davis, who will be helping us out from time to time if we need her to do so. So thank you, Jill. Thank you. All right. So I guess my first question is, where did Pepper and Me come from? How did you make this book?
Okay. Oh, I have to say, firstly, that every book I made, it's in general very near to my heart, because I put a lot of energy in each project I start, and so I need something very, very strong for me, for my memories or for my emotion. So Pepper is one book like this. It's about not a specific moment of my childhood, but it's like a symbolic book for me, because it represents all the falls during my childhood, all the sleeping time or jumping, when I was falling on a jumping rope or something, you were just pushed flat down. And I was so interesting about the idea to speak of these feelings of fragility in the childhood, and about the memory of the body, when the scars you keep from your childhood could remember something very important of you, and also about strange friendships that children can have during her little time. So I had a sort of flash while I was playing football with my daughters, and because I fell down and I really scrapped my genou, c'est comment?
You scraped your knee.
Yeah, my knee, thank you. And so it was like a flash, like this, like a fulguration, like an illumination. I immediately refined all my childhood sensations when I was like this. And so it was like something important to explain this, to speak about this, and to show this sensation. And so that's the reason I had this very big desire to speak about Pepper. And with Jill, we reworked and reworked the text. And so it was a precise moment when I decided that the scab had to speak. And it was, for me, the most important idea of the book, because in the very beginning, the scab wasn't, she was mute, and like something just iconical, you know. But after a moment, I decided that she could be a real presence, a real character of the book. And I think it was very important for the story.
Well, makes sense. And so you wrote this book with Jill, and it's coming out here in America, but I know that you're making it for other countries as well. Are there changes that are being made when the book goes to another country?
Okay. I started the text alone, very alone. I proposed to Jill, and she loved immediately. And I was like, it's always like this for me. I was in a sort of mood. I want to change. I have to change. I have to push something more inside. I have to rework and rework. It's a real classic for me. Jill knows this very well. And so we arrived at the very end version together. And after that, most of countries that who bought the book live like identical way, just a little bit. It was a little bit different for France, so I changed something, little things. For example, Anaïs was sure that the scab had to be had to have the name of something negative. Because when the little girl gave the name of the scab, it's the very beginning of the story, and she's in a sort of hungriness with the scab. So in my story, she named the scab like just a dog, because she was following her, etc. And for Anaïs, no, it was very important that the name was a name of a very heavy and annoying dog, you know. So you have some little things very, very different. And the very end, for example, in my original way, it was like it's now, like when I was to Pepper, I'm thinking to Pepper, I'm wondering where she is, and I hope that she's well. Where is it? Whenever she is. In France is different, a little bit different. I was fight in order to keep the same end of the American version, but it's a little bit different.
How is it different?
Because it's a little bit different because it says something. I don't still have the book. It's not coming out in France, but it's like something. I hope that Pepper is okay between the poppies.
Oh,
she wanted that I say exactly where she was.
Where she is.
Yeah. She thought that it was a little bit too mystical, or I don't know exactly. But yeah, it's a little different.
We need to know exactly where Pepper is.
Exactly, yeah.
What is Pepper's name in other countries?
She's in Italy. He's Pepper.
Oh,
and yeah. Pepper e io. That's very funny. But Italian people were very speaking American between their words. So it's very easy to to put a name, American name inside. But for French version, she's named Berta. Berta because
That's
Berta
a
is
horrible
funny.
name.
Yeah, because that's thanks to Anaïs, because she told me, okay, the name, it has to be a name of a horrible dog, a very old dog. No, so think about a name of a old dog. And so I thought about Berta, but I like Pepper because it's my first, my first love.
I like it too. If we'd done the other version, she would have been Bertha in English. So
Yeah.
Bertha, I don't know if that would sell as well.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, it was funny to change the name.
That's funny. Well, I'd like to talk a little about how you approach the child reader in your books. I once heard you say, I like to recall children to their wild side, their natural side. You said that you don't like talking down to children in your books. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah. I think just it's very simple thing, I think just that since my beginning in this world of children picture books, I was sure that it was important to me that not to reduce my words and my pictures at the size of the children of children. So, for example, I always horribly hated the little houses, made expressly in children picture books with all the roof, like something from a strange world. I don't know. It was important to reproduce something realistic and serious, like I was taking very seriously all the readers, and so it's important to me to have the sensation that I'm not reducing my ideas just because the auditorium of my picture books are little, So that's an important thing of my work. Trying to be big, to be adult, because it's like someone who could speak to children like the little voice. And for me, it's not possible. You have to be you with your ideas and your feelings, and not trying to be little, just stay like an adult speaking to children and trying to be respectful and loving. I think I need to put emotions and love in my work. I think it's very important.
Okay.
I don't know if it's clear. Sorry.
No, it's wonderful. You have this respect for the child reader that comes through in your work. And I think that's always a wonderful thing.
Sometimes I say that I love to speak. I love the idea to speak to the big part of the children, to the adult part of the children inside the children, and to the children part inside the adults. So that's something interesting for me.
No, it's wonderful. And you mentioned one thing in the talk that I saw you give in Bologna, where you say that one thing you like to do, and I love this, is sometimes you'll go to a friend's house and you'll look in the rooms of your friend's children just to get a sense of that messiness, that how kids live.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's very fascinating for me to discover, the messy things of children, and you can imagine a lot of things when you are looking at the children's rooms. Books or toys are very very speaking about their owners.
Mhm.
So I think, it's very inspiring for me.
Well, there's a messiness to a kid's room, but there is also a messiness to nature. You grew up in the city, but nature plays such a big role in all your art. What is your relationship to nature in the art that you create?
I think I have a very respectful relationship with nature, and often I think a sort of magic sensation when I'm in nature, because it's so quite new for me. It's something recent to me, to have the possibility to walk in forest and smelling perfumes of the nature and touching things in the nature. It's so new for me. I was very I was all the time at home with my parents, and they recognized that they was a little bit strange, because they very rare in the rare moments I was at the park, for example.
Yeah.
So it was a sort of exciting and extraordinary moment to go in the nature. And now it's like this. And when I put nature in my books, in my drawings, I'm like I was discovering them again each time. So yeah, it's very emotional for me.
Well, you certainly have a lot of it in Pepper and Me. She's always outside running around. She's on the playground. Another thing that you use in your art a fair amount are these just brilliant, vibrant, fluorescent colors. And I heard once that you said when you were beginning, you were terrified to use fluorescent colors in your art. What changed for you?
Yeah, I started with le merveilleux petit de Duvelu Petit. It was the marvelous little fluffy little thing. I don't remember exactly the title in American. It was a book. Yeah. So yes, it was about using pink, fluorescent pink,
Yeah.
and it was quite terrifying, because in fact you didn't find any book with this color used in a positive way, because it was just a color used for very kitsch things, or things a little bit too much fancy, like a Fancy Nancy, or so yeah, I was terrified to maybe to make a mistake, and that's the reason why I was a little bit scared about this. But I was scared to use colors in general, because I'm a comment on dit, autodidacte.
Autodidact.
Yeah, autodidact, self-taught, maybe.
Yeah,
And so, I started to draw without any colors. So the colors are coming a little by little in my books. And when I discovered the idea, when I had the idea to put fluorescent color, it was like, yes, but scary. So yeah, it was exciting to start this, and I'm very very happy to use fluorescent color. I think they are absolutely they match very well with my drawings, because my drawings are a little bit dark, a little bit I don't know the word exactly in English, you know.
No, I know what you mean.
Sombre, un
Yeah.
peu,
Somber, yeah.
yeah. And with the contrast of the fluorescent, I think that the light can arrive, and it's fascinating, yeah, to see.
That's interesting. I've never thought of it that way, but you're right. You, particularly with the Snow White book, that's
Absolutely,
some
yeah.
dark material, but it's got that bright heart that she's eating at the table, and
Yeah,
kind of
absolutely,
perks it up a bit. Yeah.
And I was, I used the orange fluorescent with on a magical do nothing day, this time with Jill, and and I discovered that the main character of the story has to be in a fluo color, because it's like something very important around him, and so each thing colored in fluorescent color, it has a sense for me. It's not like, okay, I put orange fluo in this part and this part. For example, the scab in Pepper, she's a little bit fluo, and the hair, because she's like like the most important character, and the poppies too, because it's like the nest of the scab. So I put big importance to the fluo in the drawing.
Well, the scab. Oh, good.
Oh, so no, I was just going to say, I love when I visit Beatrice's studio, I ask her, can I see, because she works with a lot of pencils. So I say, can I see the orange pencil?
I have just
the pink.
I was just going to say, I like that the scab kind of matches the color of the poppies. Which
this is my collection of color fluo.
Wow.
And I'm trying to find all the fluo, because it's very inspiring for me.
Where do you buy your pencils?
Oh, in Paris. In Paris, in the
okay.
In some shops, very very big shops, very
Makes sense.
exciting.
Yeah, I bet. I'm going to do one more question about your art here. You once said, I hate consistency and excessive technique. What does that mean for you? Yeah,
I think it's an important thing to say, because I think that the liveness, the life of a drawing, it's when you have freedom. And if you have too perfect spread out colors, too perfect proportions, too perfect compositions, too much perfect techniques, the freedom is lost. And I think the most important thing in the drawing is the life. Even if you have to just make some compromise with the perfection. I'm not interested in the drawing very perfect. I like when they are surprising, and I think it's like for people are surprising where they're not perfect. So for me, it's an important thing for my drawing.
Excellent. Well, my only other question then for you is, what do you have coming out next?
Okay, a lot of things. So my dream, it could be to just go a little bit out to the children's books for a little bit, in order to take a break and breath. But I can't, because I have too much project, too much ideas every time in my mind. And so I have 2 or 3 books in my mind at this moment. One of them is with Jill about mices, and I have to rework a little bit my text. But I think the idea, the consistency of the idea it's here, and I'm very happy with this. And I would like to create an adorable book of mice. I hope so.
Good. I love your bats, so
Oh, thank
can't
you.
wait to see your mice.
They're so cute. I will send you some.
Oh, good. Wonderful. All
Perfect.
right.
So I hope that my English it was
Oh.
understandable.
It is very good.
Okay.
No problems at all. But thank you so much for talking with us about your books and your work. And this is such a pleasure. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we will see maybe in Rio.
Maybe I'll see you in Bologna. Yeah.
You will come back in Bologna
If
next
they
year?
invite me, the press office invites me every year, but
Okay.
it's not guaranteed. So
Okay. Don't
I started
hesitate.
learning. Yeah, see, I started learning Italian this year, which means they will not invite me now. So, there you go.
Okay, but if you come, don't hesitate to say hello, to say me. We could meet each other.
I would love that.
In Rio. Okay.
Well, thank you both so much. Yes, thank you, Jill.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.